There are at least 35 million illegal aliens here. Consider the fact that there is hardly any community from San Diego, California to Bangor, Maine, where you will not find a foreign enclave. English is not spoken. The U.S. flag is not respected. Or if you look back 2 years ago and a year and a half ago when they had these vast marches of illegal aliens in the streets of Los Angeles, where else would you find 500,000 to 600,000 illegal aliens, predominantly from Mexico, amassing into the streets under the Mexican flag? Not only is that an insult to me and the American people and to our country and our rule of law, it's tantamount to a declaration of war.
It's actually, that's where I live. It's like, so nice. My neighbor. The hood. This street right here is called, it's called Figueroa, but people call it Figueroa because it's where all the hoes are at. I'm 16, born in Guadalajara, raised kind of there for a little bit until I was 7, then they brought me out here to LA. Nah, I don't have any whatever card thingy. Nah. I belong here. So it's the same thing as anyone else that lives out here because I love LA. Like, I don't know, this is my home.
I was raised in Inglewood my whole life. All my family is undocumented, and except my little brother. I got my papers year 2000, and I'm working to get my citizenship right now.
I grew up in LA, MacArthur Park area, Westlake, out there. That's where I grew up, like 10 or 11, and then like I just got more into skateboarding out here, and like I met everybody. Just because of our skin color and the way we look, we had to be undocumented. Like, oh, you Mexican wetbag or beaner or stuff like that. All the time, you get that all the time.
Here we are in Los Angeles, which borders between Los Angeles and Compton. I've been in this living in this neighborhood since 1968. My name is Walter Big Squeak Wheeler. I was one of the original members of the Crips back in the early, from its inception in 1971. And I grew up and I witnessed the immigration boom from the beginning. I've seen the rise in crime, the decline in job opportunities, the overall degradation of the neighborhood and the community. But now I'm just a concerned adult who's looking out for the betterment of the community. And I see some things that's going on that I don't really appreciate, and I see it becoming even a bigger problem if we don't do something about it immediately. Somebody's is profiting off of our misery.
What's amazing about LA, it's where all these cultures come together. So you have East LA, you have West LA, you have the entertainment industry, you have the fashion industry, you have labor, you have these passionate immigrant workers. I like the idea of freedom. I like the idea of free trade. I like the idea of, people are afraid of free trade, but I like the idea of finding something somewhere and bringing it somewhere else or going somewhere else to start something new. I think that's what the West is all about a lot too. It's about the frontier, right? And that's why I think immigrants come to California or come to the United States, is for seeking out a better life.
I, nor the Minuteman Project, is against immigration. We're against illegal immigration. And if our government is not going to encourage unity and assimilation into the American process, then it's up to America's citizens, someone like myself and all the Minutemen from coast to coast, to see that that occurs. I have no desire to go to another country because I have everything I need here. So I have no desire to go to Canada or Mexico. I'm going to stay here. But other countries are not as well off, and there are people there who have a desire to come here. 5 million people a year coming here under the radar, 500,000 fugitives plus another 500,000 per year who become criminals. That adds on to our own homegrown criminals. No wonder you have gangbangers running the streets of LA, killing each other, killing innocent people. It's just a consequence, again, of an unvetted immigration policy.
The inner cities are normally your biggest melting pots. And along with that comes your drugs, come your guns. You have not only the Bloods and the Crips fighting each other, you have the Mexican Mafia. You know what I mean? They're in the mix too. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out, man. You know what I mean? There's no gun manufacturers around here. Nobody's making Uzis in here. I've been around Los Angeles for 50 years. I never saw a Uzi factory. Never. You know what I mean? I never saw poppy seeds growing in Los Angeles. I've never seen none of that stuff. It's not here. Somebody is bringing that here. And they dumping it right here.
Blacks and Hispanics don't get along. They're always rumbling, you know. I had friends from gangs and stuff like that there. I know if I wouldn't have got back on the skateboard, I don't know, I probably wouldn't be alive maybe, or I would be in some deep